After the incident, Jaune proceeded to the next mine alone, telling Marrow to report on all that transpired in their mission. Jaune was showing fatigue as the non-stop fighting is beginning to take effect on him, but he powered through. If he doesn't end this threat, not only his family, but everyone he knows is in danger. A few more miles and Jaune felt sleepy, not allowing himself to rest. He finally fell on the snow. Darkness took him. The storm went on and on until sunlight finally shined upon him. But he didn't feel any colder from the weather or the snow, but he felt fur. He awoke to see he was surrounded by beowulfs cuddled up to him along with its pups. He stood and the Grimm all woke up as well. They stood at attention and bowed as they leave, while the pups just barked and wagged their tails and went along with their parents. Jaune smiled seeing the pack leave peacefully. If only man would give them a chance. He continues with his trek and found the second mine. But this time it has human occupants. SDC soldier, halt. Who goes there? Jaune, an agent from the Atlas Aesop's. He shows the credentials Marrow had made for him. Flashback. Marrow, if you really are what you say you are, I had this made for you. He hands him a document over his scroll. Marrow, this is high-level clearance from the top. Only people among the elite have this to act accordingly without any red tape. If you're here to help us, use it and it can get you past any obstacle, even the SDC. Jaune, thank you, Marrow. Marrow, don't thank me, just help our kind. I've seen what goes on in the mines, but I can't do anything about it without it turning into a scandal for the army. Jaune nods as he walks a different path. Elm, hey, what was that about? Marrow, nothing, sending off hope for my people. Elm, well, don't be cryptic and tell me. Marrow, no. In time you'll understand. Flashback end. SDCS1. All the documents appear in order. May I ask why the visit? Jaune, inspection. There has been numerous mines overtaken by Grimm, and I am checking the site. SDCS2. Well, everything is fine here, no attacks. Jaune, that's just it. Exterior attacks is not the problem. The problem is Grimm coming out from deep within the mine. SDCS1. What? Jaune, there are Grimm nests underground, and one of your mines have the unfortunate circumstance to come upon a massive nest. SDCS2. Damn those stupid Faunus. Jaune looked at him as he secretly pressed record on the scroll. SDCS1. Alert the men, and sir, go ahead and make sure we aren't next. Jaune nods as he walks into the mine. He saw some coughing and appears to be sick and overworked. A video was playing. Jock, serve and obey and your debt will be paid. He sees some being beaten by the guards to continue there with some AKs guarding the others. He even sees children working. He saw some soldiers throwing bodies in a pile. Some of the soldiers are casual about it and some are even laughing. And Jaune felt his blood boil. He comes upon beaten woman struggling as she collapses, dropping many dust crystals. SDCS3, you damned idiot. The guard screamed and kicked her in the ribs. SDCS3, you could have blown up the entire sector. SDC Minor, I'm sorry, I just need to rest. SDCS3, what you need is to work harder. He raised his fist until a hand grabbed him. Jaune, enough. SDCS3, who the fuck are you? Jaune, an ace operative on site inspector. He shows him his scroll as he suddenly changed his tone and stood at attention. SDCS3, sorry sir. How may I help you? Jaune, the guards are gathering outside. Every guard must attend. The soldier salutes and rushes out. Jaune then knelt down at the woman and hands her canteen. He noticed it might be frozen, so he heats it up with a nearby fired dust crystal. Jaune, here. SDC Minor, thank you. She took some sips while the other miners comes close. SDC Minor 2, who are you? Jaune, someone here to help. SDC Minor 3, how can we be sure? Jaune, I'm not fully human. The others were puzzled at this. SDC Minor 4, your attire, you look like Taurus. Jaune, clearly I am not. Stay here, I'll deal with the guards. Some looks at each other and question what was happening, but what choice do they have? They stay and be slaves or trust the stranger with an offer to escape. He then leaves for the exit as he turns of the recording. Grim miasma surrounds him as he once again transforms. Meanwhile outside, SDC Commander, all right, we have a problem. There's an inspector here to check if we're mining into Grimm-infested territory. SDCS-1? Is that even possible? SDCS-2? I don't know. Then suddenly a howl came from the mines as a lone Grimm-like thing walks out. SDCS-1? What the hell is that? SDCS-3? Just shoot it. Jaune saw the injustices the SDC has committed. If this is the system within this mine, it is highly possible that it is the same with the rest. There is no mercy. These men knew what they are doing, and they felt no remorse. Then there is no mercy, no remorse, no respite. It is time for blood to be spilt, and Yamato was eager. He then charges at them, cutting arms, legs, and heads apart. Jaune was giving into his Grimm instincts and killing people left and right. Then suddenly Grimm was drawn to the fear, the despair, but mostly the rage. Then Jaune saw older Grimm joins the fight as Sphinx and Manticores appear to help. Sphinx, we heard your call. Manticore, our lord. Jaune, what the? He then sees Beowulfs charging in and ripping soldiers apart. Sphinx, command us and we obey. Jaune then makes a momentarily lapse. Jaune, all right, tear those soldiers apart. And the Grimm obeyed. The Grimm wiped out the SDC soldiers as they all looked to Jaune. Jaune, return to your nests and no longer bother the people of Solitas. They all bowed their heads and migrated. Jaune returned to the miners and asked them to follow him. The miners finally got out and were quickly repulsed at the dead bodies. SDC Miner 1, what happened? Jaune, Grimm, I was able to fend them off, but the rest didn't do so well. I had to hold the entrance or they would have gotten to you. Then a squadron of dropships landed and Marrow came out. Marrow saw the carnage. He felt bad, but not too much since it was the SDC. Jaune, many of these people need food and medical attention. Marrow, all right, let's get you all out of here. The Atlas army was finally doing something good. Then later news came. Miles, the is Felix Miles of Atlas News, shocking. Video testimony went viral as it exposes harsh living conditions within one of the SDC mines, as they show the recording of death, child labor, and abuse. Miles, Jock Schnee under fire by all of the Atlas elites and social media. We turn to Sophia Scarlet on the field. Sophia, thanks Miles, we're here at the fundraiser event as we attempt to get a word from Jock. They then see the said Schnee walking fast past the swarm of reporters trying to get a scoop. Sophia, Mr. Schnee, what is your opinion on the video that went viral? Jock, no comment. As his personal guards and AKs pushes her and the others away. Sophia, well, there you have it. Now the question for today is, who posted this video?